In today's video, guys, I'm going to walk you through the expectations for peer editing and how to complete the peer editing process. If you look on the screen, you're going to see that peer editing in here for language arts class should take at least 3 times of reading through your partner's paper to do a quality job. When we peer edit, we want to think about making the other person's paper the best that it can be and not just being like, yep, good, move on. Okay, you want to give feedback in each step of the process. The first time that you read through somebody's paper, just read it. Don't make any corrections. Don't make comments. Just kind of get a feel for what the entire paper says by reading through it the first time. The second time that you read through it, you are going to fill out the peer editing form that has been provided to you and looks like right here on the right-hand side over here. Okay, so you'll fill this out the second time through. Notice that it's set up to go through paragraph by paragraph. So this first section is all about introduction. Second section is all about similarities. Third section all about differences. Fourth section about the conclusion. And then the final section is about formatting. So the second time you read through the person's paper, you're going to fill this out. You will put your name in for editor. So since I'm going to edit this paper, I'm going to put Mrs. Hurst as the editor. And then the author of the paper is going to be the person you're peer editing for. So in this case, I've got Bella Bobcat. Now, Bella shared her paper with me as canned comment, as is instructed on the board. That's so that I can make comments about the document, but I'm not actually editing it for her. And then I'm going to break this down piece by piece since I've already read through it once. So right here is her introduction, the first section. And the first question says, are there at least 4 sentences? So I'm going to count. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that at least 4? Yes. So I'm going to click on yes. You guys are going to circle it, but over here for me, I'm going to bold it just so you can kind of see the process, but circle it on your paper. Does the first sentence include the title and work of the author? Okay, so The Lorax, there's the title, is a famous children's story written by Dr. Seuss. There's the author. So I have the title and the author. So again, I can say yes. Next one, do the second and third sentences give background information? In this story, the narrator hears a lengthy story of how life used to be as told by the Wansler. The Wansler discusses what nature was like before he chose to chop down the forest for his own greedy use. I would say yes, that gives me background information as to what the story is about. Then it says, does the 4th sentence tell why similarities and differences are important? Well, if I jump here, the Lorax is a fictional character that spoke on behalf of the environment and urges the Wansler to change his ways. That doesn't mention anything about similarities or differences. So for Bella, I'm going to say that's a no. Then it asks what I could do to improve this paragraph. You need to fill something out here. Don't say nothing or it's fine. Make sure you give some feedback. So here I may tell Bella that she needs to make sure that she does this in her 4th sentence, tell why the similarities and differences are important. I may also make other suggestions about things that I see if I feel like she left something out or didn't talk about something enough, or maybe it's just like second sentence sounds weird. Those types of things you're going to write here so that Bella can improve her paper or your author can improve their paper. Then you're going to jump down to the similarities. So you're going to look at the next section of their paper and come to the next section here. Is there a topic sentence that introduces the paragraph? Well, remember the topic sentence should tell what the paragraph is going to be about. This paragraph should be about similarities. So Bella's paper says there are several key similarities between the book and the movie version of The Lorax. Does that say it's going to be about similarities? Sure does. So you're going to come over here and bold it. What topic sentence strategy is being used? Remember, guys, these are the ones we learned at the beginning of the year. So power statement, occasion, position, and, but, or list statement. There are several key similarities. Several is a number word, so that makes this a power statement. So I'm going to write that on the blank there. If your person doesn't use one of those strategies, say none used, so they know that they need to go back and fix that. Are there at least 9 supporting details? Now I've got to count. Remember, this is the topic sentence, so that doesn't count. I'm going to go to the next one, supporting details. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, this is the conclusion sentence, so that doesn't count either. There's only 8 supporting details. So I'm going to come over here and bold no, because there are only 8. Are there transition words used and highlighted in the similarities paragraph? Yep, you can see them all right there. So I'm going to highlight yes. And then where it says list them, you're actually going to write them out, and they're all highlighted for you. So it should be easy. So I'm going to list both in the same way. Likewise, both, as well as, like as, both. And that's it in that paragraph. Okay, do the supporting details use specific details? Meaning, do they talk about specific things that happen? Okay, I would say if after I've read through that, I'm going to say yes. And then I'm going to think about how I could tell Bella to improve this. And I could put more than one. And in this case, I would say, Bella, you're missing one of your supporting details. You only have 8. Okay, I would also say, in here, when I look at my transition words, I use the word both 3 times. She could switch that up and use something else. So I'm going to make that as a comment too. So here I'm going to say missing one supporting detail. You only have 8. And I'm going to say something like use different transitions. Use both 3 times. And then she'll know to go back and make those corrections in her paper. You do the same thing for the differences paragraph. Same thing for the conclusion paragraph. Go through and answer those questions. Tell them how they can improve. Now, this last section is on formatting. Is there Times New Roman, 12-point font, double space, yes or no? Are there 4 paragraphs? So like look here, intro, paragraph 1, similarities, paragraph 2, differences, paragraph 3, and conclusion, paragraph 4. So in this case, I would say yes. Are the transition words highlighted? Looking over them, yep, they are, so yes. And are all words spelled correctly? When I scroll through Bella's essay, there's nothing with a squiggly line saying that it is not spelled correctly. So again, I could say yes. Now, the final time you read through the paper, give it a final go. Look at any additional comments about things that you could improve. Okay, when I look here at Bella's paper, one thing I notice is in the setup, it said that the date needed to be date, month, year, so she's got that wrong. So I'm going to make the comment that this should be the 12th November 2019. Yes, it looks weird, but that's what MLA format said and what our video said. So I make that comment right on the document so she knows to go back and fix that. Another thing that I find funny in our intro as I'm reading back through it, in this story, the narrator hears a lengthy story. I think it's funny to hear story back to back here. So I'm going to say that. Find a different word for story. Don't use it twice. Okay, so just reading back through. That's not something that I was asked on my paper, but something that sounds funny to me in my final read through. Okay, when you are completely done, you've read through it 3 times, you've filled out this paper completely, you are going to give the paper back to the original author so that they can use it to make corrections. And I will explain tomorrow how to go through the correction process.